Mais três ela mama, então eu, tu, nós bota nela. O bonde chegou, as predadores perereca, sapeca, pepeca, divide essa tcheca.
Let's talk about the recent kidnapping of Venezuelan dictator Nicolás Maduro by the Trump administration. We've seen that currently leftists are against this, and they're in support of basically this tyrannical kleptocratic dictator Maduro because they just really do not like Trump. And let's get this straight, like Maduro is actually like an immoral dictator. He's not a benevolent dictator. And this isn't just, Western capitalist bourgeois propaganda. Maduro was using the military to silence political dissidents. He had mismanaged the social welfare fund, right? He only gave out welfare to his political supporters, his voters, and his yes men. He manipulated the currency to enrich his inner circle and make them millionaires.
Venezuelans in New York City are celebrating the U.S. military actions on Caracas, Venezuela overnight. We are hearing directly from them. They are telling us that they are happy for the capture of Nicolás Maduro. What was your first reaction when you learned that there were strikes on Caracas in Venezuela overnight?
Oh, I was so happy. My country didn't have future because we tried everything to change the.
Over the course of the whole Chavista regime, both Hugo Chavez and Maduro fired thousands of geologists and engineers from the state oil company, and they replaced them with unqualified yes men. And this left Venezuela unable to profit from its large reserves of crude oil. And Venezuela is right in the United States' backyard. If we didn't do something, Russia or China definitely would have. And when it comes to imperialism and human rights abuses, Russia and China are much worse than the United States is.
你和你哥哥有关系吗？
那是什么？什么是父亲？
Leftism is filled with these spiteful hypocrisies where a lot of leftists define or make their politics just to be the opposite of the conservatives who they hate. I touched on this on my last video, where many progressives don't have actual ideologies. They just see, okay, what do my enemies hate? I will be the opposite of that. And another one of these movements is the Free Palestine movement. I'm no Zionist, but the leftist hypocrisy is extreme here. They are in support of Hamas, which is a homophobic and sexist political faction. And leftists claim to be, anti-misogyny and anti-homophobia. Yet, Hamas would throw you off a building if you're gay. And this relates to the fact that leftists and progressives, they have this love affair with Islam. Yet Islam is based on beliefs that leftists would find homophobic and misogynistic. Many leftists support Muslims over Christians, even though Christianity is way closer to the secular value system. And this is due to their intersectional ideology, where basically, people of color are the good guys, and most Muslims are brown people, and this makes them the good guys in the eyes of progressives. Intersectional ideology in general is filled with latent hypocrisies. It's always trying to stuff black, brown, and the LGBTQ all in the same group, when many brown and black people are traditional and they don't approve of the LGBTQ or gender ideology.
Black people are so homophobic, like changing your diet could cost them a lot. You know what I'm saying? Go to like a hamburger spot with a black dude and you order your cheeseburger with like blue cheese. If you order blue cheese, blue cheese around,
that's a gateway drug to dick.
They'll be on that's a gateway. They'll be on the phone like, yo, this motherfucker changed, son. I just caught this motherfucker eating with a burger with blue cheese.
And I am not homophobic or transphobic. People can do whatever floats their boat. But gender ideology is filled with contradictions. They claim a woman is a woman simply if she identifies as such. But if a woman is a woman simply by identifying as such, then why get transition surgery? Just simply identify as a woman. You also have non-binary and trans in the same LGBTQ faction, and non-binary people claim gender is just a fake social construct. Yet if the gender binary is merely a social construct, and there is no such thing as gender, then transgenderism is invalid, because transitioning to another gender would thus be futile and nonsensical if there is no such thing as gender. All of these claims contradict each other. All of this shows why partisanship is such an awful thing. Progressives are cutting off their nose to spite their face. And, I used to be a leftist, but I denounced it because it is filled with so many contradictions. And whenever you bring up these contradictions, other leftists try to cancel you instead of solving the problem. In fact, a lot of the issues that leftism tries to approach are real issues that need to be solved. Class divisions and exploitation, bigotry and intolerance are all very real problems that need to be dealt with. But leftist ideologies are too contradictory to properly deal with these problems. And I think eventually all of these hypocrisies will cause the ideology to collapse in on itself like a dying star.
I am going to spend the next minute screaming, because that is what is going on in here. That is what the trans genocide in this country, in this city, has brought me to. I hate a lot of people on this board.
It's a real shame that all of these issues that progressives shine a light on, they're going to be swept under the rug because many progressives themselves are just a hateful group of people. And the general public recognizes this, and they're not going to treat these issues seriously. I can only hope that modern secular progressivism eventually dies out and these issues become championed by virtuous people who will not succumb to their own hatred.
Trump supporters are too stupid to know how to